Alright, so today we're going to try and do something kind of ambitious. We're going to distill years of Alex Hormozi's incredibly hard-won business lessons into a single, powerful framework. I mean, this is basically the roadmap he used to build a portfolio worth over $100 million. But what's so wild about this whole story is that it didn't start with some flash of genius. Nope, it started at absolute rock bottom.
Just imagine having to say that to your partner. This was Hormozi's actual reality. After a string of failures, his business was staring down the barrel of a massive crisis. We're talking $150,000 in refunds that he simply could not pay. Everything he had poured his life into was just gone, wiped out. He was completely broke, sleeping on his girlfriend's parents' floor. His life's work was in total ruins.
So that really is the big question, isn't it? How in the world do you go from that moment of complete and utter despair to building a 9-figure empire? It's honestly one of the most incredible turnaround stories in modern business, and it really gets to the heart of a huge question for any entrepreneur out there.
And here's the answer. It wasn't some magic bullet. It wasn't one secret trick. It was a repeatable process. See, Hormozi figured out that scaling a business is really just a series of problems you have to solve. The real key is to identify the one single biggest thing holding you back, solve that, and then, and only then, move on to the next one. This entire framework breaks that whole sequence down into 3 core stages.
And that brings us to stage 1, which is the absolute bedrock of this entire system. Before you even think about leads or ads or sales teams, you have to solve the offer problem. You've got to create something so undeniably good that the market literally can't ignore it. He calls this a grand slam offer. And listen, the key distinction here is crucial. This is not about a race to the bottom on price. A grand slam offer makes you different based on pure value. It basically creates a category of one where comparing your price to anyone else's just becomes, well, it becomes totally irrelevant.
Okay, so how do you actually build an offer that good? Well, you use this equation. Think of this as the engineering blueprint behind any irresistible offer. It breaks down what your customer is really buying. They want a dream outcome, they want to believe it's achievable, and they want it to happen fast with as little pain as possible. Our job is to play with these 4 variables.
So here are the 4 levers you can actually pull. It's simple, really. You want to pump up the 2 things on top, that's the dream result, and their belief that they can actually get there. And at the same time, you want to shrink the 2 things on the bottom, how long it's going to take and how much work they have to put in. I'm telling you, the best companies on the planet are absolutely obsessed with crushing that bottom half of the equation.
Okay, so you've done it. You crafted an offer that people feel genuinely stupid saying no to. Well, congratulations. You've just created a new problem for yourself. Not enough people know it exists. And that brings us right into stage 2, filling the pipeline with leads.
Hormozi lays out 4 main ways to get leads, and you're meant to tackle them in this exact order. You start with the stuff that costs the least and has the highest trust, like reaching out to your existing network. Then you slowly move up the ladder to things that are more scalable but also more expensive and have lower trust, like running paid ads.
Now this part requires a complete shift in your mindset. The goal here isn't just to scrape by or get enough leads to survive. The goal is to create an overwhelming, absolute abundance of opportunity. You want to have so many potential customers knocking on your door that you can't even serve all of them. That's what gives you power and security in your business.
And here's a really powerful way to make every single one of those lead channels work better. Build belief before they even talk to you. This is where third-party proof is king. We're talking industry awards, certifications, even just screenshots of killer Amazon reviews. Because when a trusted source says you're great, it's not you bragging anymore, it's them. And what does that do? It directly jacks up the perceived likelihood of achievement right from our value equation. See how it all connects?
So, the leads are flowing in, your offer is converting, and now we hit stage 3. This is where the whole system really starts to build on itself. Look, getting a steady stream of customers is great, but the real path to massive scale is making each one of those customers worth more. This is where the winners really pull away from the pack.
This quote right here says it all. If you can generate more lifetime profit from a single customer than your competitor can, you can afford to spend more money to get them in the first place. You can outbid them on every ad platform, you can hire better talent, you can effectively own the entire market. Your business model itself becomes your ultimate weapon. This slide just lays out the 2 very different paths you can take. Honestly, most businesses fall into that vicious cycle on the left.
They compete on price, which attracts the worst, most demanding customers, and that just slowly kills their ability to deliver a good product. The goal is to create that virtuous cycle on the right, where raising your prices actually attracts better customers, which gives you the money to invest in a better product, which then justifies even higher prices. It's a beautiful thing.
And this isn't just some new idea. This quote from Warren Buffett just nails it, doesn't it? A truly strong business, one with a grand slam offer, doesn't fear pricing. It sees its price as an honest reflection of the massive value it delivers.
So where does this crazy 2x number come from? It's all about the hidden power of pricing. For a business with, say, 10% profit margins, a tiny 10% price increase doesn't just give you 10% more profit. Because your costs stay the same, that extra 10% goes straight to the bottom line. It can literally double the cash profit you make. It is the fastest way to get the fuel you need to grow.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. These 3 stages aren't just some linear checklist you work through once. The real magic is that they feed into one another to create this powerful, self-reinforcing engine for growth.
Here's what that engine looks like. You start with that Grand Slam offer that allows you to get leads and close sales profitably. Then you take that profit and you pour it back in, not just into more ads, but into making your product and your customer experience even better. And what does that do? It makes your offer even more valuable, which makes it easier to sell, which generates even more profit, and the cycle just repeats, faster and faster, creating this unstoppable momentum.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question. If your business isn't growing as fast as you want it to, I can almost guarantee you it's stuck at one of these 3 stages. So where's your bottleneck? Is it an offer problem? Is it a lead problem? Or is it a monetization problem? Figure out which one it is, and you've just found your next move.